It's been a great year for Wolverine fans. After the release of Deadpool and Wolverine gave fans everything they've always wanted from the character. They got to see Hugh Jackman don the iconic yellow suit, as well as an alternative view of what a comic-accurate Wolverine would have looked like, digitally making Jackman look 5 feet tall. However, there are plenty of iconic moments of Wolverines from Marvel Comics history that haven't been seen on the big screen yet. Some of the character's most impressive feats have earned him a spot as one of the most powerful and beloved Marvel characters of all time. These 8 moments from Wolverine's comic book history are among the most incredible. Number 8. Wolverine is a beast in combat. Logan can hold his own in a fight. Wolverine has fought many iconic characters throughout Marvel Comics history, but sometimes it's the most personal battles in which he showcases his greatest fighting skills. This comic issue from 1994 featured a noteworthy battle between Wolverine and Sabretooth, in which Logan is trying to stop Victor Creed from escaping his cell in the Xavier Institute. While Logan is initially trying not to kill Sabretooth, the X-Man is eventually outraged enough to go fully berserk on his arch-nemesis, and it ends climactically when Wolverine shoves his claws in Victor's jaw. It's an intense fight, even by Wolverine's standards, but also shows just how vicious the character can be when he's truly revved up. Number 7. Logan outruns bullets. Like real Wolverines, he's a fast killer. There's no shortage of speedsters in the Marvel Universe, but Wolverine deserves a lot of credit for being one of the fastest heroes in the comic books. One such example of this happens in issue number 68 of Wolverine's second solo series, in which Logan confronts Epsilon Red on an assassination job which has pitted him against his fellow X-Men. When security forces arrive to apprehend Logan, the adamantium-clad superhero does a surprising move where he slices through their guns while simultaneously being fired at. It's a pretty nifty way of disarming foes, but given that bullets typically fly nearly 3,000 kilometers an hour, this makes Logan extremely fast even compared to other Marvel heroes. Number 6. Psychic control doesn't affect him. A useful defense against certain mutants. Being part of the X-Men, Wolverine has had plenty of skirmishes against telekinetic mutants. However, as seen in the X-Men Original Sin Saga, he's much more resistant to these psychic abilities than he appears. This issue explores Wolverine's introduction to the X-Men, as part of a B team assembled by Professor X to save the original team from peril. However, a confrontation with former teammates Cyclops and Emma Frost goes sideways when Wolverine resists Emma's psychic commands, attributing it to his years of building up psychic scar tissue. Other comics confirm that Charles Xavier himself installed psi shields in Logan's brain, allowing him to be further resistant to psychic attacks and mind control. Number 5. He survived a fight with the Hulk. Not many can even take a punch from Banner. The Wolverine vs. the Hulk is one of the most iconic fights in Marvel Comics, and was even referenced in Deadpool and Wolverine. While it may seem like an easy win for the Hulk, Logan hasn't exactly given him an easy fight in any of their on-the-page confrontations. The most surprising moment of Logan's comes from a 2005 comic miniseries by Damon Lindelof. At the very start of the miniseries, Wolverine is found in the Himalayas with his torso and legs removed after the Hulk tore him apart during a fight. Not only did Logan survive that immensely graphic mutilation, but he's still even strong enough to climb up the mountains in the freezing cold using only his claws. Number 4. Finding Mystique is no challenge. These star-crossed lovers always find their way back to each other. Logan and Mystique have had an interesting relationship in the comics, often blurring the line between adversaries and lovers. Fans of the characters got to see them interact a lot in the third comic solo series of Wolverines, in which Logan is instructed by Cyclops to find and kill Mystique for betraying the X-Men. Cocky, Logan gives himself 9 hours to locate her. 8.5 hours later, Logan finds Mystique in Iran, surprising her with an ambush. Even though Mystique escapes Logan's capture, he finds her 2 days later in Baghdad, having tracked her scent. It's only a shame the two couldn't settle their differences in other ways, rather than through a cat-and-mouse game that Logan keeps winning. Number 3. Wolverine beat a demon. One X-Men enemy showed Logan could defeat the supernatural. The X-Men have had many formidable adversaries throughout their comic history, mostly against villainous mutants. However, issue number 96 of the original comic run saw the team face Kirok, a demon released from an ancient urn damaged by an optic blast from Cyclops. The team worked together to fight the demon, but Wolverine is the one who shines in this fight. Initially, it seems that the demon is easily dispatched by Wolverine's adamantium claws after the X-Man goes berserk on the creature, but it revives itself and is later defeated by Storm. In another comic series from 1995, Wolverine rematches Kiarok's demon army, and makes minced meat of them, and their leader, in a fit of rage. Number 2. He's lived without a heart. It's not easy to kill Wolverine, as hard as some have tried. Wolverine has survived incredible odds throughout the comics, but few are as absurd as having his heart ripped out and still carrying on. In Logan issue number 3, Wolverine faces off against the skeletal Ethan Warren in Japan, a fight which ends with Warren tearing out Logan's heart and eating it in order to restore his human form. Surprisingly, Logan lives through this fatal blow, resuming the fight to Warren's surprise. Not even a blast of energy could kill Wolverine, even without his heart pumping blood, and eventually Logan sent Warren back to hell. It's not even the only time Logan's heart has been removed mid-fight, as this was also done to no effect by Horde, an alien mutant. Number 1. Logan survived a nuclear explosion. His healing factor is simply too overpowered. While surviving having his heart ripped out might seem as invincible as it gets, Wolverine still has ways of surprising comic book readers. One controversial example of this happened during the Civil War arc, when Logan battles Nitro after the supervillain slaughters over 600 people. During their fight, Nitro causes a nuclear explosion that seemingly kills Logan. Wolverine's flesh is entirely melted away, down to his adamantium skeleton, only for the character to recover completely in mere pages. There have been many attempts by the comic books after this moment to retcon the feat by explaining that Wolverine had made a deal with the Angel of Death, but as it stands, it's an incredibly impressive recovery.